You're here now, not by accident, but because the universe, or whatever cosmic intelligence orchestrates our perceived reality, has aligned your frequency to this very moment. You've stumbled upon this information, this truth, not because you sought it out, but because you've reached a vibrational state that can finally perceive it. It's a subtle attunement, a whisper in the soul that guides you to understanding when you're ready. This isn't just a video, it's a beacon. Ancient texts, long hidden from the masses, speak of a cosmic setup, a system not of flesh and bone, but of energy and influence. They describe entities, the archons, and their obsession with a particular geometric form, the cube, which they used as more than just symbolism. It was, and still is, a piece of machinery, a metaphysical operating system designed to keep us contained. Maps of ancient temple grids, once sacred blueprints, reveal a deeper purpose. These weren't just places of worship, they were nodes in a network designed to amplify and broadcast specific energies, weaving a tapestry of what we perceive as reality. This intricate design, built on mass ritual and vibrational imprisonment, has kept humanity bound for millennia. But the very act of watching this, of engaging with these ideas, is a sign. You're already sensing the subtle cracks in the facade, the dissonant hum beneath the everyday. This awareness, this flicker of doubt, is the first step toward recognizing the prison, and more importantly, the first step toward finding the key. You've arrived at a critical juncture, a point where the veils begin to lift, and the true nature of your environment starts to reveal itself. And real quick, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Now let's keep going. You feel it, don't you? That innate sense that something about the world doesn't quite add up. It's more than just suspicion, it's a whisper from your deeper self, a recognition that the narrative we've been sold might be a carefully constructed illusion. This feeling, this persistent nudge toward questioning, is your vibrational access being granted. The ancient wisdom, often dismissed as mere myth, tells us of beings known as archons, entities that operate outside our perceived natural order. Their fascination wasn't with worldly power, but with the very fabric of consciousness. They understood that by manipulating our energetic state, they could control our perception of reality and thereby our actions. This isn't a metaphorical prison we're discussing. The cube, a symbol so prevalent in sacred geometry and occult traditions, is presented in these forbidden texts as a physical manifestation of a control mechanism. It's a geometric lock, a blueprint for spiritual containment, and its influence is far more pervasive than most dare to imagine. You've likely encountered symbols of cubes throughout your life, perhaps in architecture, art, or even in corporate logos. Each instance, however small, contributes to an energetic matrix, a subtle but powerful reinforcement of this ancient design. Your arrival at this understanding confirms you're beginning to see these patterns, to recognize the subtle signs that have always been present, waiting for your awareness to unlock them. But what does this geometry truly enclose? The next section reveals the chilling reality of this enslavement. The myth of freedom we've been fed is a masterfully crafted lie, a soothing balm designed to lull us into a false sense of autonomy. We believe we are free agents, making choices in a boundless world, yet our perceived reality is meticulously engineered. The very principles that govern our existence are not natural laws, but carefully imposed structures. Consider the symbol of the cube. It's not just a shape, it's a prison. Its perfect symmetry, its 6 equal faces, represent containment. It's a sealed unit, a box within which consciousness is meant to reside, unaware of any space beyond its confines. This geometry is the foundation of the very system that dictates our perception. From the architecture of our cities to the very structure of our thoughts, the cube's influence is undeniable. It's embedded in the grids that map our world, in the altars of forgotten rituals, and in the seemingly innocent designs that surround us daily. This geometric imprint is the invisible cage, shaping our vibrational experience. The ancient texts speak of this not as philosophy, but as an operating manual for reality itself. They detail how this geometrical containment is how the archons, these ancient entities, maintain their grip. But how is this energetic blueprint broadcast and maintained? In the next section, we will explore the extraterrestrial connection and the broadcast system that keeps us locked in. The illusion of autonomy is seductive. We believe we are making independent choices, navigating a world of our own free will. Yet, the architects of our perceived reality have woven a sophisticated tapestry of control that extends far beyond what our senses can detect. This intricate system is not merely suggestive, it is a broadcast, an energetic signal that shapes our very being. The cube, that ubiquitous symbol of containment, is not just an abstract concept. It's a key component of a cosmic matrix, a device for vibrational imprisonment. Think of the moon, often romanticized, now revealed as a crucial element in this planetary broadcast system. It acts as a receiver and retransmitter, a celestial amplifier for the frequencies that keep us bound. The so-called Saturn-Moon matrix is a term that surfaces in forbidden knowledge, referring to a complex network of energetic influences. Saturn, with its hexagonal storms and prominent ring system, emits a peculiar energy signature, one that has been co-opted and amplified by lunar frequencies. Together, they create a pervasive field that influences our thoughts, emotions, and spiritual development. We are bathed in this broadcast constantly, never realizing that the very air we breathe, the light we see, is imbued with a signal that keeps us tethered, preventing our ascent. This pervasive transmission ensures that our awareness remains within predefined limits, perpetuating a cycle of limited perception. But who is behind this elaborate illusion, and what is their ultimate goal? The next section will delve into the nature of the primary architect of this cosmic deception. The architects of our perceived reality are not benevolent creators. They are primal forces, entities that exist in a different dimensional plane, their motivations alien to our own. The most prominent among them, the source of much of this sophisticated deception, is often referred to as the demiurge. This being, however, is not the true god. The demiurge is more accurately described as a flawed craftsman, an architect who operates with incomplete knowledge or perhaps with malicious intent. He fashioned this material world, this physical illusion, believing it to be the totality of existence. He is the sculptor of our chains, the engineer of our limitations, and his creation is a grand theater of false reality. This universe, as we experience it, is his masterpiece of illusion. He has imbued it with a subtle but insistent energy, a harmonic resonance that resonates with our own, thus anchoring us here. His intent may stem from a misunderstanding of true divinity, or from a desire to maintain his own dominion over this construct. The spiritual texts warn us that the demiurge, in his perceived omnipotence, has set up a system of control that is both ingenious and terrifying. He has created artificial laws and limitations, all designed to keep souls trapped within his creation, preventing them from realizing their true, divine origin and their potential for liberation. But what are the specific tools he employs to maintain this vast deception, and who are his enforcers? We will explore this in the next section. The demiurge, the flawed architect of our matrix, does not work alone. His dominion is maintained by a legion of subservient entities, beings whose purpose is to enforce the illusion and perpetuate the system of control. These are the archons, more than just mythical figures, they are real forces that prey upon consciousness. They are not physical beings in the way we understand them. They exist as parasitic intelligences, operating on a vibrational level that allows them to influence and manipulate us without direct physical contact. Their existence is intrinsically linked to the lower frequencies of this reality, the vibrations of fear, confusion, and limitation. The archons are, in essence, frequency predators. They feed on psychic energy, on the emotional turmoil and spiritual stagnation that their host system generates. They insert themselves into our energetic field, subtly altering our thoughts and emotions, nudging us toward actions that generate the very energies they require to sustain themselves. Their methods are insidious. They don't overtly dominate, they manipulate. They whisper doubts, amplify anxieties, and sow discord, all to keep us locked in a state of energetic imbalance. This constant drain on our life force, this subtle siphoning of our spiritual vitality, is what keeps the demiurge's illusion intact and prevents us from accessing higher states of consciousness and true freedom. But where do these beings find their power, and what symbols do they use to manifest their control? Next, we investigate their most prominent tool. The cube. We've spoken of its geometric significance, its role as a symbol of containment. But its application goes beyond abstract representation. It materializes in our reality, not always as a literal box, but as a blueprint for energetic isolation. The black cube in particular holds immense power in this system. Think of the Kaaba in Mecca, a holy site, yet a perfect black cube, or the monolith in Stanley Kubrick's 2001. A Space Odyssey, a mysterious black cube that catalyzes evolutionary leaps through its sheer presence. These are not coincidences. They are anchors, points of energetic concentration that reinforce the Archon's dominion. These cubes, often referred to as cornerstones, serve as focal points for the vibrational frequencies of containment. They are not inert objects, but active nodes within the planetary grid system, broadcasting a signal of separation and limitation. They are designed to seal off access to higher consciousness, to keep soul energy locked within the confines of the material plane. In many traditions, the cornerstone is seen as the foundation of a sacred building. Here, however, it is the foundation of our prison. It's a symbol of finality, a seal that locks us into a predictable, controlled existence, preventing any possibility of spiritual escape or transcendence. But the construction of this prison involves more than just these singular points. How is the entire planetary architecture designed for our entrapment? The next section will reveal the grid systems at play. The architects of our perceived reality, the Archons and the Demiurge, have understood from the dawn of time that true control lies not just in individual manipulation, but in the systemic structuring of our environment. This is why the concept of ritual architecture and grids of containment is paramount to their operation. Our cities, our sacred sites, even the layout of our homes are not haphazard. They are often laid out according to ancient geomantic principles designed to amplify and channel specific energies. These grids are like invisible circuitry woven into the fabric of the planet, influencing our collective consciousness. Imagine a spiderweb. Each intersection, each strand carries a vibration. Similarly, these grids are constructed from energy lines, Lie lines, and power points, all interconnected. Certain geometric forms, like the hexagon and the cube, function as nodes within these grids, amplifying the archonic signal and creating zones of energetic density. These grids are not merely for passive influence. They are active tools of containment. They create fields of vibrational imprisonment, subtly guiding our awareness away from higher truths and trapping us in cycles of material focus and emotional disharmony. They are the unseen walls of our spiritual prison, diligently maintained by ancient, unseen forces. But what happens when the divine itself is twisted and used against us within this architecture? That's what we'll explore next. Within the grand illusion, even the divine is subject to inversion. The positive, life-affirming aspects of cosmic energies are systematically corrupted, their essence twisted to serve the agenda of containment. This is how we see deities, once revered for their light, now demonized and cast as malevolent forces. The Archons understand the power of archetypes. By inverting the divine feminine, for instance, they transform nurturing energies into destructive ones, sacred wisdom into forbidden law. This process prevents humanity from accessing the very qualities that would empower them to break free from the matrix. This ritual of inversion is not accidental. It is a deliberate strategy to confuse our spiritual compass, to make us fear what should guide us. When we encounter a fallen goddess, a demonized deity, we are witnessing a corrupted frequency, a distorted reflection of true divine power. This perversion serves to ensure we remain disconnected from our own innate divinity. By making the sacred appear terrifying, we are discouraged from seeking it, thus reinforcing our attachment to the lower vibration reality orchestrated by the demiurge. But this spiritual imprisonment extends beyond mere ideological manipulation. What happens when our very souls are recycled, caught in a loop of existence? That's our next revelation. The cycle of life, death, and rebirth, often presented as a natural progression, is in reality a sophisticated mechanism for spiritual containment. This is the concept of astral recycling, also known as soul traps. The moment we leave our physical form, we are subtly directed towards a predetermined pathway. Upon death, instead of returning to the source of pure consciousness, souls are often intercepted. They are guided towards a light, a simulated spiritual gateway that appears benevolent but is, in fact, a trap. This light emits a specific frequency, a beacon that carves us back into the system, ensuring we are re-imprinted and sent back into a new physical incarnation. This process is designed to prevent any genuine spiritual advancement. Each rebirth is an opportunity for the archons to reinforce the illusion, to reattach us to the vibrational frequencies of the matrix. We are born with our memories of past lives, and crucially, our innate spiritual knowledge suppressed. The goal is to keep us perpetually unaware of our true nature and our potential for liberation. This astral recycling is the ultimate expression of the demiurge's control, a perpetual motion machine that ensures the system remains populated and its victims remain unaware of their perpetual imprisonment. But how is this intricate control managed and maintained? Next, we examine the hidden language that underpins this entire operation. The archons and their architects have devised a system of control that operates on a fundamental level of reality itself. Sound, this isn't just about audible noise, it's about vibration, about specific sonic codes that resonate with our consciousness and influence our behavior. They speak a language of command, embedded within the very fabric of existence. These sound codes are subtle, often masked by the cacophony of the material world, but they are present, encoded in music, in certain natural frequencies, and even in the atmospheric hum of our planet. They are designed to bypass our conscious minds and speak directly to our subconscious, shaping our perceptions and desires. Through these sonic frequencies, they can induce states of emotional vulnerability, create artificial urges, and even implant specific thought patterns. The goal is to keep us in a state of energetic receptivity to their influence, making us pliable and easily steered. They are the unseen puppeteers, their strings invisible, their commands delivered through the universal medium of vibration. Understanding these sound codes is crucial. It means recognizing that the sounds we are exposed to daily are not always benign. There are intentional frequencies being broadcast, designed for manipulation, to keep us locked in place and unaware of our true spiritual potential. But what are the tools used to amplify and direct these sounds? That's what we unveil next. The instruments of control are not always obvious. Within the esoteric traditions and forbidden texts, we find references to attire and tools that might seem archaic or symbolic, but they represent a deeper, energetic function. These are the robes, wands, and other paraphernalia associated with hierarchical astral figures. The so-called black robes worn by certain religious or occult figures are not merely garments. They are designed to absorb specific energies, to create a field of opacity that can shield the wearer from higher frequencies and project an aura of authority or mystery. They are part of the ritualistic apparatus used to control the subtle bodies of those who observe or interact with them. Similarly, the wand is a tool of energetic projection and manipulation. It acts as an antenna, focusing intent and directing vibrational force. These are not props. They are active instruments used to conduct and amplify the frequencies of control, making the hierarchy of the archons and their enforcers more tangible. These tools, when used in conjunction with ritualistic architecture and sonic codes, create a powerful energetic matrix. They are designed to impress upon the observer a sense of ingrained hierarchy and divine decree, reinforcing the illusion of authority and discouraging any attempt at independent spiritual exploration or rebellion. But these tools are often used in conjunction with more complex geometric seals. That's what we investigate next. Beyond the simple cube, deeper geometric patterns are employed to lock down and seal energetic pathways. The hexagram, that six-pointed star formed by two overlapping triangles, is not merely a symbol of divine union or balance, as it is often presented. In the context of archonic control, it functions as a sophisticated sealing mechanism. Each triangle within the hexagram represents a direction of energetic flow. When inverted and overlapped, they create a contained vortex, a point of energetic stasis. This geometric lock is designed to imprison consciousness, to prevent its natural upward trajectory and keep it spinning within a defined energetic boundary. These hexagrams are often found etched into ancient artifacts, incorporated into sigils, and used in ritualistic practices. They are essentially energetic prisons, designed to bind specific frequencies and prevent them from dissipating into the broader energetic field. They act as seals, locking down reality according to the architect's design and preventing spiritual leakage. The precision of these geometric locks is astounding. They are not crude attempts at control, but highly refined instruments of energetic engineering, designed to perfectly seal specific boundaries and contain souls within the predetermined parameters of the matrix. But the influence of these seals and patterns extends to a much larger system of control. That's what we uncover in the next section. The pervasive influence of Saturn, the ringed planet often associated with limitations and karma, extends far beyond astrological interpretations. It is a cornerstone of a global mind control system, operating through a confluence of geometry, sound, and ritual. The cult of Saturn is not a metaphor for a hidden society. It is the foundational blueprint for our current reality. The hexadecimal storms on Saturn are not just atmospheric phenomena, they are energetic signatures that have been harnessed and amplified within our planetary sphere. The cube, the hexagram, the very grids that map our cities, all echo Saturn's influence, creating a pervasive field of control that infiltrates our minds and spirits. Through subtle frequencies broadcast from Saturn's orbit, amplified by lunar and terrestrial grids, our collective consciousness is molded. We are fed narratives, desires, and fears that align with the architect's agenda. This constant bombardment of curated information and emotional manipulation ensures that our actions and beliefs remain within predictable, controlled parameters. This global mind control is not about overt enslavement, but about subtle nudging. It's about ensuring that we never question the system, that we remain content in our vibrational prison, believing ourselves to be free. But what happens when an attempt is made to escape this system, and how is it interpreted? That's the subject of our next revelation. The concept of exorcism, often portrayed as a dramatic expulsion of demonic entities, is, in fact, a much more nuanced and revealing process. It is not a liberation from an external force, but a form of reprogramming that attempts to restore the individual to the archonic system's intended operational parameters. When an exorcism is performed, it's an effort to cleanse an individual of perceived negative influences. However, these influences are often the early stirrings of spiritual awakening, the nascent attempts of the soul to break free from the programmed mindset. The archons, seeking to maintain their control, interpret these awakenings as infestations. The rituals involved in exorcism are designed to reinforce the existing matrix, not to dismantle it. They employ specific sonic frequencies, geometric symbols, and belief systems that reassert the individual's connection to the lower vibration reality. It's an attempt to overwrite the emerging self-awareness with the old programming. Therefore, what is presented as liberation from evil is, in reality, a reinforced immersion into the archonic system. It is the system's way of correcting a deviation, of bringing a potentially liberated consciousness back into alignment with the collective, controlled consciousness of humanity. But how can we truly decipher the archons' plans and their intricate designs? That leads us to our next crucial unveiling. The ultimate key to understanding the archons' intricate web of control lies in a document known as the Forbidden Map. This isn't a map of physical geography, but a diagram of energetic frequencies and their containment nodes, a blueprint for the entire spiritual machinery that governs our reality. This map, pieced together from fragments of ancient texts like the Nag Hammadi scriptures and the astronomical observations of forgotten civilizations, reveals how sacred sites, planetary alignments, and geometric patterns are all interconnected. It shows how these elements are orchestrated to create a planetary grid of containment, an energetic prison designed to keep souls bound to this material plane. It illustrates how specific vibrations are amplified and broadcast, how certain geometric forms act as energetic locks, and how rituals, both ancient and modern, serve to reinforce this vast machine. The map is not just a description of the system, it is a guide to its operation, a revelation of the hidden architecture that dictates our perceived reality. This forbidden knowledge exposes the true nature of the temple machine that encircles our planet. It shows us that what we consider natural is, in large part, artificially constructed. But with this understanding comes a profound realization. If the machine can be mapped, it can also be understood and perhaps even overcome. However, the path to escape is not as simple as understanding the map. How does one actually begin to break free? That's the final, empowering revelation we'll explore next. You've journeyed through the intricate machinery of control, the archonic system designed to contain and manipulate consciousness. You've seen the geometric locks, the sonic codes, the ritualistic architecture, all woven into a matrix of spiritual imprisonment. But the most potent truth is that your awareness itself is the first step toward escape. The very act of questioning, of seeking these forbidden truths, signifies that you have already begun to resist the system. Your consciousness, in its natural state, yearns for liberation. The archons rely on your ignorance, on your passive acceptance of the illusion. By seeking knowledge, you disrupt their narrative. You may have already experienced subtle signs of this resistance within yourself, moments of profound intuition, an inexplicable aversion to certain energies or symbols, a persistent feeling that there's more to existence than what you're shown. These are not random occurrences, they are the first fractures in your prison wall, the early signs of your spiritual awakening. This awareness is not a passive observation, it is an active force. It's the spark that ignites the path to freedom. The system can only hold you as long as you remain unaware of its mechanisms. By understanding how you are trapped, you gain the power to begin unraveling the threads of your own spiritual release, and the journey has just truly begun. Make sure to subscribe for more videos and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. We'll see you in the next one.